The children of Sean Diddy Combs are speaking out for the first time since their father's arrest last week.
In the struggle together, son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I called like Jay-Z Theo or something. Is he like your uncle kind of low-key?
Yeah, that's my uncle right there.
You got some powerful uncles.
His son, Christian, a.k.a. King Combs, is now being sued, just like his father is. A woman filed a lawsuit against King, alleging that in late 2022, right before New Year's Eve, King assaulted her on a yacht.
Just watching it and just knowing that it's all coming to an end, 20 years of hit, it's just crazy.
No, I said it wasn't funny. I just like, that was traumatic.
You won't believe the chaos unraveling in Diddy's household. His own son just came out swinging, claiming his father treats him like a possession, not a person. All that wealth, fame, and power, yet he feels caged in his own life. Behind the glitz, there's a storm brewing, and whispers suggest Diddy's empire is crushing more than just competition. It's suffocating his own blood. This isn't just a daddy issues tale. It's a twisted legacy playing out in real time.
Take his head off. Cause see, that's that new school bull crap that these kids out here, they easy to fly off their mouth with that. You don't invite a man to your private. You don't invite a man to your private unless you doing the Diddy. If two men lay down, how many homos get up? Let me tell you, young man, 2 of them. You understand? So don't invite a man to your private because that man will see you and take your head off. Especially somebody like 50. You don't send or let a boy do a man's job. I don't know if he need that type of attention or he want that type of attention. Evidently he do.
Ever thought about having it all but feeling completely empty? That's the reality for Diddy's son. Mansions, money, designer everything. On the surface, it's a fantasy. But behind the scenes, it's a different story. Diddy's empire might sparkle from the outside, but word is, life inside feels like a luxury cage. All the fame, all the fortune. Yet his son says it's more like being shackled in style, those golden handcuffs tightening by the day. In the Combs household, it's not all champagne and success. It's starting to feel like a beautiful prison.
No, it's shot o'clock. Plaintiff, Grace, no, I'm not doing shots. Christian, defendant, Christian Combs, everybody, we got to take a shot. Audio 2, plaintiff, I'll just put the ledge. That's Grace. Defendant, Christian, no, take the whole thing. Plaintiff, no, you will take it as well. Christian, take the whole shot. Plaintiff, I'm only doing it as long as you take it as well. Christian, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not taking nothing. Please take the shot. You are drugging me? Plaintiff says. Christian, take the shot. Hey, yo, play another beat one time because now it's interesting. Why not give the whole audio? It bugs me, but still enough in here is strange. But I don't know why it's cut. But apparently then cuts, and then we hear Cassie's Me and You featuring P. Diddy and Young Jock playing in the background as then this SA happens on the plaintiff. Cassie, this is not an offer. Christian, you said what? Plaintiff, I can't. I'm swapping out. I can't do it. I'm sorry, darling. Christian, no, we need you. Plaintiff, I'm going to stop. I have to go. Honestly, I'm like already losing sleep. I have to go now. Now, it's important just to remind everybody, she's been doing the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift. This is at the end of her shift. She is there to take care of her A-list clients on this yacht. That's what the job is. The bosses, everybody need to apply, make sure that these A-list clients are doing well. Her client is Sean Combs and now Sean Combs' son. And she's being pressured into this to stay, to drink, to do all this stuff. She's trying to get out of the room. You're the best one on this ship, though, Christian says. What do you mean? She responds. Christian, who's going to replace you? Who's going to replace me? Defendant Christian, F that. That's going to be trash, though. You feel me? Plaintiff, excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs where I want to. Plaintiff, If I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that, says Grace. Christian, listen, you and everybody in the crew, it's great. Plaintiff, Grace, I can't. I have to go down. I have to go down. Christian, no. Yo, tell me, listen. Grace, what? Christian, like you're just vibing with me the whole time. Like, just say it. Plaintiff, I can't. I promise you, I wish I could, but I can't, unless I say that you guys requested me. Defendant Christian, yes, who can I talk to right now? Who can I talk to? I'm going to say I requested you right now. Plaintiff, well, you can take your hand off my ass for the first thing. Now, again, I don't know if there's more audio, why it's selective. Maybe these are just the most important parts, and then it
Just look at other celeb kids who cracked under the weight, like Willow Smith shaving her head to reclaim her voice, or Lindsay Lohan fighting to escape her parents' grip. Now, eyes are on the Combs estate, and the silence behind those gates is getting louder. Rumors swirl about relentless pressure and a father's legacy so big, it swallows his son whole. Then, bam, Diddy's son drops a cryptic post. Sometimes the price of greatness is your soul. If that's not a red flag, what is? One thing's clear, this story runs deep and we're just scratching the surface.
Was doing. He's teasing the federal government. And I told y'all, the Southern District of New York do not play. So King Kong just put another battery in their back. And you see after he did that shit, something get leaked to the press. Do you notice that, right? Soon as he did that dumb shit, talking about, well, we did this and we did that. We had this over here. Y'all went to the wrong house. Some went to, he said, well, we're going to show you how wrong we are. Yo, CNN, run this. Action, roll them. Don't play with the feds, bro. Because you got to realize this. They got a lot of time. All they got is time. Yo, they going to sit there, people sitting up there and they want something. See, people like a fix. They need that fix real quick. They want them to hurry up and charge Diddy with something or see what they got on him. The feds gonna take their time. May take 6 months, may take a year, may take 2 years. They got up to 3 years to bring their case up. They got 3 years. So they checking everything about them. They're gonna dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people feel like he played a part in that video coming up. You know, him making a comment saying that, you know, they forgot to raid the house next door that his dad owned. Yeah, man, he was wilding out, man.
Yeah, I think he was just bullshitting. I don't believe he bought the house next door. Because let me just tell you something. If anything or any name that had to do with Bad Boy, the federal government gonna run that. They know all the properties Diddy have. They wasn't even talking about the raid that they did in New York. But they did a raid in New York too.
Let's peel back the velvet curtain, because behind Diddy's glam facade, things are looking darker by the day. You've heard it, money can't buy happiness, but in Diddy's world, it might be buying silence. All those Instagram perfect moments, family trips, red carpets, proud dad speeches might just be part of the show. He flexes the Nusher One Dad badge like it's a trophy, but behind those designer shades and billion-dollar branding, the real cost of being Diddy's heir might be a silent, soul-crushing deal no one signed up for.
There are any number of ways to potentially attack this dialogue that's been portrayed here and that has been alleged to have taken place. The audio might not be clear. There might not be, a bulletproof, way of identifying who is doing the speaking and exactly what they're saying and so forth. And It gets all back to the question of authentication, where if this is played in court, or even before it's played in court, somebody's going to have to identify what was the source of this information, who made the recording, who has kept it between the time it was made and the time it's played in court. You know, how do we authenticate and how do we prove that the person who's alleged to be speaking is actually the person who is speaking? All these kinds of things all have to be hashed out in court. At the end of the day, though, the jury, presuming, I believe there's a jury demand in this case, it's going to be a jury who sits and says, hey, we believe that these are the actual people that are alleged to be on this recording. We believe that this did actually take place. It's not AI. It's not any other kind of, manipulation. And taken within the totality of all the circumstances and the totality of the evidence, we think it's more likely than not that this actually took place, and therefore we're going to give a win to the plaintiff in this case, this woman who has brought the lawsuit. So it's not an automatic by any stretch of imagination, but if it can be authenticated,
it gets through that vetting. If this is real audio, not a good look for Christian in either.
No,
jury.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. If it passes the sniff test, then it's potentially very, very problematic. You're absolutely right.
And the rest of this case, we don't have as much evidence. It's going to be a he said, she said. But this type of damning audio, as Kim, you've said it before, in a civil case, right? It's only 51% need to agree. And I would imagine, Kim, your thoughts in reading this transcript now, because we've only seen sort of snippets through NBC, but in reading this transcript now, this is pretty hard to come back from if it's real, right?
Yes, I would agree. I mean, if the question is, was she touched without her consent? And, did she voice that she did not want to be touched in that manner? If this audio is authenticated, it's pretty clear that no, she did not want this interaction.
The state, the feds, the NYPD, the Department of Corrections, and the state police. Yo, this place could be half of a basketball court. That's where they just got lines of computers with officers of all different people and officers just on the internet. Whoever's over that case, whoever's working that case, don't you know they saw that and took it to their boss? You might think it's petty, but it's not. You do not agitate a lion with a pork chop. And that's what that kid did, bro.
Some people feel like, Diddy, he played a part in that video coming out too. Him being spotted with Stevie J, smiling at the camera. A lot of people blame him too.
But bro, what did I tell you? He's such a narcissist that he has to be in the public. Listen to me. They just caught him on TMZ today or yesterday or something like that, walking out and about. Now, I'm not telling the man what to do, what he couldn't do. I don't know if the government told he couldn't travel nowhere, he couldn't be nowhere and stuff like that. But why are you going to go outside your own compound where TMZ and every other place is waiting on you? You're not going to get any public sympathy. That's why he had that picture of him and his father around his neck. You're not going to get no sympathy. You're done. Stick a fork in it. Call it a quit. Apologize to Big's mother for putting her son in that position that he loses his life. It's crazy. He better do a Russell Simmons.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that, man. They saying that he gonna pull a Russell Simmons.
Well, anything's possible, bro, but
relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not. And anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. A 60-page unverified book published earlier this month claimed to be the collection of diaries of Porter, who died at the age of 47 in 2018. The children, who don't mention their father's arrest in the statement, go on to write, "Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was. Her memory should not be tainted by horrific conspiracy theories." The message coming as another accuser goes public with allegations against Combs. Talia Graves claims in a civil lawsuit Combs and his bodyguard drugged, bound, and raped her in 2001 and filmed it.
It's a pain that reaches into your very core of who you are and leaving emotional scars that may never fully heal.
And Aaron Katersky joins me now with more on this. Aaron, how significant is it to have a new accuser making claims like this on camera as Diddy's facing these criminal charges?
Well, look, she is detailing in an anguished appearance with her attorney, Gloria Allred, what she said happened to her in 2001 and the lasting impact that she said it had on her, and coming after Sean Combs's arrest on criminal charges perhaps lends some additional credibility because he's already been charged in a racketeering conspiracy that sought out women for abuse.
She's also filed a civil suit. Could that affect the criminal case at all?
The civil suit is at least the 12th filed against Sean Diddy Combs, and the first one from last November by Cassie Ventura is really what touched off the criminal case that led to Diddy's arrest and subsequent not guilty plea on the 3 criminal counts. Without the civil suit, there are probably not criminal charges against Sean Combs, but all the civil cases are now likely to be paused while the criminal case takes priority.
Now, some of Combs's children issued this statement on Instagram, speaking out in defense of their mother, but they didn't really mention their father. What do you make of that?
It was an interesting statement coming a little more than a week after Combs's arrest here in New York. And the children seemed quite protective of Kim Porter's legacy because there's this 60-page unverified manuscript online that claims to be Kim Porter's diary entries or a compilation of some of her thoughts. And the children said that it just isn't true. And they didn't want her and her memory commingled with him and the criminal case that he's now facing.
And what's next in that case now?
He's back in court in early October. For now, he is being housed in protective custody at a federal jail in...
Being a celeb kid is hard, but being Diddy's kid, that's a whole different beast. It's not just living up to a name, it's surviving in the shadow of a giant. Some say Diddy's parenting reeks of narcissism, treating his kids like reflections, not individuals. Experts like Dr. Sherry Blake say this happens when fame-hungry parents start living through their children, and under the spotlight, that pressure becomes a full-blown furnace. The buzz now? A fiery blowout between Diddy and his son over stepping away from the family empire. Shouting, financial threats, the works. It's my way or the highway. But when that highway's paved in gold, escape comes with a cost. Choosing between your own dreams and your dad's empire? That's just the start. Diddy's son isn't living in luxury. He's trapped in a golden cage. Behind the designer clothes and massive bank accounts are real struggles. Anxiety, depression, and the constant pressure to outshine a legend. It's not a life of freedom. It's a spotlight you can't turn off. The numbers are real. Celebrity kids face double the risk of anxiety and depression, and substance abuse lurks close behind. And Diddy's son? He's deep in it. Behind the flash and fame, sources say he's suffocating under pressure, battling heavy anxiety and crushing depression. Word is, therapy's already in motion, and rehab might not be far off. It's not just drama, it's a warning sign wrapped in designer. That smoke might be from bridges Diddy's son is ready to torch. The heir to hip-hop royalty is reportedly plotting his own escape. Quiet lawyer meetings, secret chats with insiders, and whispers of breaking free from the Combs empire. It's the ultimate plot twist. A life scripted by fame. now rewritten by rebellion. But walking away from Diddy's shadow, that's no easy exit. If he makes a move, it won't just rattle the family, it could shake the whole industry. Rebelling against your parents is one thing. Going up against Diddy is another beast. With power, connections, and cash deeper than the Mariana Trench, crossing him could mean lawsuits, financial cutoffs, and a fast track to being blacklisted. It's David versus Goliath, but this Goliath owns the charts and a liquor empire.